Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, troopers are searching for a man they say led them on a chase that ended in a crash in Raleigh. What they say even led up to that pursuit.
And it's a little cooler this morning. I'll show you where we can see some frosty conditions and when we can see our first hard freeze.
Plus, filling the gap. Today, the Durham Rescue Mission is giving out food to people who need it most. The effort to help as the SNAP benefits are up in the air right now. Hey, thanks so much for waking up with us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood. We're going to go ahead and swing into your weather forecast because it's kind of a colder start this morning, Elizabeth.
We're a little bit colder this morning than we were yesterday, and then a big cool down comes next week, just in time for folks to head out on the ice rink here at Fitton. Yes, that is the ice rink, and it is there, ready to go. They actually start skating on Friday. Right now, it's 42 in the Triangle, so temperatures, at least in the Triangle, are similar to what we saw yesterday, but it's colder in a few other places. It's 39 in Goldsboro right now, 37 in Southern Pines, 36 degrees in Roxborough. In Roxborough, it's 11 degrees colder than yesterday, and in Goldsboro, 8 degrees colder. So in some places, we're definitely feeling it. It's also going to be a breezy afternoon. Right around lunchtime, we'll see winds gusting 25 to potentially 30 miles per hour. Our temperature, though, this afternoon, even though we're colder this morning, it's warmer for the afternoon. Highs will climb into the mid-70s, really looking lovely. We do have the potential for some showers over the weekend. I'll show you what the current timeline looks like coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Let's get back to that breaking news. State Highway Patrol is looking for a driver who led troopers on a chase in Raleigh this morning that ended in a crash. Now, this chase started on I-440 westbound near Pool Road, and the crash happened on Lake Wheeler Road just off I-40. Let's bring in Allie Calabar. She's live this morning on the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Allie, that scene cleared, what, about 30 minutes ago?
And Chris, authorities still have not found the driver. We saw crews searching for that driver all the way down Centennial Parkway, right by the State Farmers Market, through the trees, and that crash ended down there at the intersection on Lake Wheeler Road. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker of how this high-speed chase ended. Troopers said the driver was going 110 miles per hour on 440 near Pool Road. When officers tried to stop him, he kept going. The driver then took the Lake Wheeler exit, hit the median, then catapulted over the guardrail. He ran into the woods, and we saw troopers stationed throughout the woods across from NC State and the State Farmers Market that's off Centennial Parkway. Authorities still could not find him. They say they have an idea of the identity of the driver. Of course, they're still searching for him. This is all under investigation. We're going to keep you updated. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
Today, a team of federal investigators will arrive in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where a UPS plane crashed last night. And we're expecting a briefing before noon today about the crash that killed at least 7 people. The plane hit businesses as it crashed near Louisville's airport last night. And right now, firefighters are searching for more victims. Local schools are closed, and people who live close to the crash site are urged to stay inside. The airport is expected to reopen today. And Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg shared a message of comfort to the community last night.
And prayers to all of Louisville. Another tragedy that we're dealing with together, but we will come together stronger. We will support those who have lost loved ones and friends, and we will move forward as we have in the past.
The NTSB is investigating what led to the crash. And we spoke with Jim Kraus. He's a lawyer who specializes in aviation incidents. He analyzed the crash video and says it looks like a sudden mechanical failure. On WRAL.com, we'll have updates from the scene as they happen throughout the day, and we'll also stream the NTSB briefing live when it happens. You can also download the WRAL News app and turn on your push notifications. That way, you get updates sent right to your phone. Right now, volunteers in Durham are getting ready for an emergency food giveaway. The Durham Rescue Mission is hosting this event as SNAP benefits are in question because of the government shutdown. WRAL's Laura Levine, she's live at the Durham Rescue Mission. And Laura, they are expecting a very big crowd today.
Chris, good morning. Here at the Durham Rescue Mission, volunteers began bagging a lot of those supplies and non-perishable food items. Actually, last night here, you can see dozens of bags here on this table. Then behind me here, we have boxes and boxes of food items, donations that those volunteers will be preparing once they arrive here in just a few minutes. They are ready to respond to this critical need. The Durham Rescue Mission is stepping up to support local families as the government shutdown has suspended SNAP, WIC, and other essential food security programs. The state health department says people who rely on SNAP benefits should see partial payments next week. The USDA announced plans to give people half of their normal balance this month after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds to make the payments. The Durham Rescue Mission here is calling on community members and residents to contribute non-perishable food items or monetary donations to help expand relief efforts during this challenging time. So here today, they're going to have this drive-through and walk-up event, which will provide that assistance. This is for anybody who needs it in the community. However, they say that supplies are really going to be on a first-come, first-served basis. That event is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Durham.
And you can find a list of resources and how you can help. There's a QR code that we have available, should be right here on your screen. Just scan that. You can also go to WRAL.com. Durham Mayor Leo Williams will serve another term. Williams held off challenger Anjani Bell to keep his seat. And he says his top 3 priorities for his next term are reducing crime, tackling a rising problem with homelessness, and creating an economic development plan.
You can't say it's becoming more expensive to live here, stop the development. It doesn't make logical sense. That's not an opinion, it's logic. So if you want to keep taxes down, you have to expand the tax base. What does that mean? You have to have more housing.
He also says he has plans for a multi-day summit on crime. 2 members of City Council lost their bids for re-election. Both Deidreana Freeman and Mark Anthony Middleton were ousted. The 2 new City Council members will be Matt Kopich and Shanetta Burris. You can go to WRAL.com or the WRAL News app for more on the municipal election. You can choose your county to see the results there. Well, Democrats won big in key races across the country. Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill will be the next governor of New Jersey. She defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli, who was endorsed by President Trump. In New York City, voters chose Democrat Zohran Mamdani as their new mayor. And in Virginia, Democrat Abigail Spanberger has become the state's first female governor. She beat out Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Wares. Wake County Schools is looking for your teenagers' thoughts about how safe they feel on campus. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Cary High School this morning. Kelsey, today the school board will finalize a survey for high schoolers to share their ideas and their concerns.
Yes, Chris, Cary High is one of the 32 high schools that will be receiving this new survey. Today, Wake school leaders will be walking through how to craft these questions about keeping your students safe. The survey will address 3 main topics: how schools can be safer, whether students feel safe right now, and whether they're likely to report a concern. WRAL has been reporting about security improvements in Wake schools for years. The school system launched a panic button for employees, a visitor screening system, and made upgrades to their code red system since 2019. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst explains what school leaders are reviewing today. All right, so the district also plans to release these surveys on December 1st. We'll be telling you more about what Emily Walkenhorst has to say coming up in the next half hour. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Former state representative Cecil Brockman is still in jail accused of child sex crimes even after posting his bond, according to what we have seen. Court documents show the former Guilford County representative posted bond yesterday afternoon. However, it shows he's currently in the High Point Detention Center. So it's not clear when he will be released, but when he is, he'll be on house arrest at his mother's home. He also will not be allowed to access social media or a cell phone, and he'll have to surrender his passport. Brockman is facing 2 felony counts for statutory sex offense with a child, as well as 2 felony counts of indecent liberties with a child. We're going to try to get more specifics in regard to his status right now, but he did resign from the legislature last week. 6 people are dead and dozens are hospitalized from a nationwide listeria outbreak. It's linked to recalled ready-to-eat pasta salads and prepared meals. Those are sold at stores such as Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Walmart. The director of Wake County's Department of Public Health says while the outbreak is serious, the risk to most people is pretty low.
The likelihood of getting listeria by eating sort of regular food that's available in restaurants and in supermarkets is very, very low.
That was Dr. Joel Lutterman. People at higher risk are urged to be extra careful when choosing ready-to-eat foods. I'm talking to pregnant women, older adults, and people with weak immune systems. Your time is 4:39 this morning. Shot by an Uber driver. That's what a mother says happened to her son, a graduate of Apex High School. The response from Uber and that boy's recovery ahead. And new term, same mayor. Mitch Colvin secured a 5th term as Fayetteville's mayor. His main priorities and why voters say his experience is a plus. And let's go ahead and give you a live look this morning at Fenton and Cary. Pretty quiet. It's also pretty chilly right now, but today will turn warmer. We've got meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking how North Carolina's mountains are partially to blame.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43 this morning. Temperatures are on the chilly side, 42 in Durham and in Raleigh, 43 in Fayetteville. We do have some spots where temperatures have dipped into the upper 30s, and we'll likely see temperatures dropping a little bit more before we get to sunrise in the 7 o'clock hour. Out the door this morning, our temperatures, again, are a little on the chilly side. There could be some patchy frost, especially in outlying or low-lying areas, but otherwise clear skies. Definitely heading out the door, I grabbed the big coat this morning. Our temperatures, we're going to range from the upper 30s to around 40 degrees this morning, but a quick warm up today brings us to 68 at lunchtime. So kids at school out on the playground today should be nice and comfortable, and we'll climb into the mid 70s for this afternoon. We do have some ups and downs with our temperatures in our 7-day forecast thanks to a big front that comes through over the weekend. I'll let you know if and when that could bring us some rain.
All right, we'll see your full forecast in just a bit, Elizabeth. Thank you. One person is dead after a rollover crash in Johnston County, and the WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there at that scene along Pritchard Road near Riverwood. The crash happened just after 10:30 last night, and State Highway Patrol says the driver ran off the road and hit a tree stump. The car then went airborne, hit a tree, and landed on its roof. Troopers say speed was a factor in this crash. They have not released the name of the victim, though. Mitch Colvin will remain in the mayor's office in Fayetteville for a 5th term. He beat current Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Keefe Jensen with more than 60% of the vote. Colvin says his priorities include infrastructure, housing, and promoting quality education in the community. He briefly dropped from the race this year and then jumped back in a month later. Voters WRAL spoke with say Colvin's experience is a key reason for his support.
I like the fact that the city seems to be moving in a progressive manner.
This is care for the citizens and care for the people of Fayetteville.
Well, just the community engagement for sure. I mean, that's a big thing. Of course, youth involvement. That's very important as a father with, up and coming children. But those were really the two that resonated with me the most.
Jensen shared a statement that reads in part, quote, "While tonight's result is not what we hoped for, I am deeply proud of the campaign we ran together. We built this race on integrity, trust, and experience, and I am grateful for everyone who shared that vision for Fayetteville's future." Two of North Carolina's top leaders are looking at Asia for new business deals to benefit our state. Governor Josh Stein just returned from a week-long trip to Japan and Taiwan. He met with business and political leaders there. And Labor Commissioner Luke Farley is in Taiwan right now. He called it a trade mission with state business leaders. WRAL asked Stein what benefits the state would be able to expect from his trip overseas.
Japan is very much a place of relationship and trust, and there are a lot of companies that have existing locations that are considering expansion. There are other companies that are considering coming here afresh, and we were making the case every day.
Stein said he hopes to make a new economic development announcement in the coming weeks because of his ties fostered on his trip. And we're hearing from a local woman who says an Uber driver shot her son. Kyle Norman's mother says her son is recovering in the hospital, and he was shot 4 times. This happened in Charlotte this past Saturday morning. According to court documents, Norman argued with the driver after being told not to sit in the front seat. Well, an affidavit says the driver is Kyron Simmons. He is accused of grabbing his gun after being punched in the face, but Norman's mother denies that. She says her son has a long road to recovery ahead of him.
He didn't realize how many times he was shot. He just found out when he woke up. My son's recovery is not looking like it's going to be an overnight thing where he can just get up and go about his life.
The affidavit said the use of deadly force was not justified. The driver was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, and Uber's policy prohibits drivers and riders from carrying guns while using Uber. Some teenage drivers can upgrade their provisional licenses online. A parent will first complete their portion of the process, and then the teenager will do the same. Previously, eligible teenagers had to go to an office in person to upgrade from a limited provisional license to a full provisional license. The DMV also rolled out online services for license renewals that are not Real ID. It is the season of pumpkin and spice, or apple cider, if you ask me. But some of your favorite cozy scents could actually be making your head hurt. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say certain scents, or osmophobia, can be a critical trigger for migraines. If you suffer from migraines, watch out for certain candles, air fresheners, and perfumes. These products can bring on intense headaches by activating pain nerves in the head. However, that can vary from person to person. All right. Check this out. The moon. How about that? It's as close as it's going to be to Earth this week, is making it the closest supermoon of 2025. What you're seeing here is video of last night's moon. Supermoons hang low and appear big and bright on the horizon, especially after the sunset, Elizabeth. I love it whenever we get to see this. The moon is so cool, and we know people are definitely going to be taking pictures and sending them to WRAL.com/reportit.
Yeah, we can't wait to see all the photos. There's some amazing ones out there. This one's gorgeous that we were just looking at there for sure. We take a look at downtown Raleigh, and all is quiet. It's nice and clear, thankfully, so that we can see that supermoon. This may be the brightest, but we'll still have another one in December and January. So we have several in a row to enjoy for full moons. 42 is our temperature right now. We could easily dip down into the upper 30s around 6 o'clock as we get closer to sunrise. But temperatures are going to be pretty mild today once we get past this morning. 37 Southern Pines, 36 Roxborough. Elsewhere, temperatures are in the low 40s. A few 30s, though, here as we zoom in. 39 in Holly Springs, 36 in Clayton, 39 in Chapel Hill. So there are definitely going to be some pockets where temperatures could be a little closer to freezing, and we could see some patchy frost, but it's not likely to be widespread. Look at this afternoon on tap. Looking nice. 74 in Raleigh and Durham, 76 in Fayetteville. Our wind is coming out of the west today, and that westerly wind rolls over the mountains and sinks. And anytime we have sinking air, it allows our temperatures to warm up a little bit. So that's why we'll be nice and mild this afternoon. Right now, our winds are fairly light, but we are expecting to see the winds picking up a bit later this afternoon. High pressure moves out, low pressure moves in behind it. That's going to help to bring us that westerly wind, and the difference in pressure between those two systems will make it breezy. As a matter of fact, up in the northeast, we're looking at wind advisories, high wind warnings for parts of the northeast with gusts up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. We won't see anything like that around here, but this afternoon, starting closer to lunchtime, we'll see gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's not enough to do any damage, but it is enough for increased fire danger. We have windy conditions with dry air, and that means outdoor burning is discouraged. So you want to put that off probably for the next several days. Over the weekend, we'll have a better chance of some rain. So gusts up to 30 today, gusts to 20 tomorrow and on Friday. So it remains breezy Thursday and Friday. And then we have a front that comes through over the weekend. That is going to bring us a huge drop in our temperatures. And on Tuesday, we'll have the best chance of frost or freezing conditions that we've seen so far this year. And our temperatures are likely to stay below average for much of next week, the next 6 to 10 days. So we're nice and mild over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but looking chilly Monday and Tuesday, Veterans Day, just 50 degrees. Now, you do see some showers in our forecast over the weekend. I'll walk you through the timeline for that coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. Your time is 4:50. Trio of awards from AARP to the Gotham Awards. Some of the latest honors for entertainers in Hollywood. Plus, a classic show reimagined. Netflix released a sneak peek of the new Sesame Street. How this season will have a fresh look.
There's so many different things to learn about. Colors!
All right, there is a trio of upcoming media awards in entertainment. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
I wanted to work hard and make them happy at home, and that's all I wanted out of it.
He's been doing that for 35 years, and AARP has noticed. Adam Sandler is this year's Career Achievement honoree at the Movies for Grown-Ups Awards with AARP. He'll be honored at the annual ceremony January 10th in Beverly Hills.
I was looking for the right way to say it, and you just came right out and said it.
The Gotham Awards are saying it. Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman capture Neil Diamond's music in Song Sung Blue. They're set to receive the inaugural Gotham musical tribute at the 35th annual Gotham Film Awards ceremony December 1st in New York. The film opens in theaters December 25th.
I am so proud that she and her family are our family. And I am so proud to say to you that Marlee Matlin is going to receive this award. Marlee?
Marlee Matlin received the inaugural Icon Award at this year's Media Access Awards, which honor disability inclusion in front of and behind the camera. Matlin's longtime friend Henry Winkler presented the trophy. The 2025 Media Access Awards with Easter Seals premieres tonight on the PBS app and on PBS stations across the U.S. November 15th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, David Beckham is now a knight after King Charles III knighted him at Windsor Castle. The popular soccer player was honored for his services to sports and charity, and Beckham described it as his proudest moment. He retired from professional soccer back in 2013, and then 2 years later, he launched the Seven Fund to support children at risk of dangers such as Ebola. It's named after his Manchester United jersey number. Netflix dropped a sneak peek of its new reimagined Sesame Street. This is the show's 56th season overall, but it's the first on Netflix. Netflix picked up the show after HBO Max did not renew its partnership with Sesame Street Workshop. The first episodes will have guest appearances from NASCAR champ Bubba Wallace and music superstar Miley Cyrus. The first batch of episodes releases on Monday. All right, you have another chance to try to win close to $1 billion. No one matched all 6 numbers to win the Mega Millions jackpot last night. Well, the jackpot is now up to $843 million, the 8th largest in history. And if you win, you could take home more than $391 million in a cash payout. You can watch Friday night's drawing on WRAL during our 11 p.m. newscast. At 5, we are following breaking news in Raleigh. Troopers are searching for a man they say led them on a chase that ended in a crash. What they say led to that pursuit. And today, the Durham Rescue Mission is giving out food to people who need it most. How the effort will help fill the gap for people whose SNAP benefits are up in the air. And holiday deal hunting, businesses are competing for your dollars this season. 5 on your side shares the best shopping deals you are not going to want to miss.